Hello, this is Johnny Liu. I'm just going to power this up. Today topic we are going to work on is how to get the USB connect to the PC working. As you can see, once you switch to Pymenu, this is not the Pymenu. This is the customer firmware, and I have it set up where it doesn't boot up to Pymenu anymore. You have to manually boot to Pymenu whenever you want to use it. But matter of fact, it will boot to the customer firmware. That's where all the utility work. So this is my solution to fix the problem. Same thing with the other model, the big brother, I guess you could call it, the retro arcade. Also using Pymenu have the same issue where when you are playing the game, the sound doesn't turn on. You're not able to turn the sound into the full blast. It stay in the same medium sound with the Pymenu. Now this one do boot up to the Pymenu, and I could but let's go to this one first. Okay, this is the RS97 model, and when you don't touch it, it goes sleep mode. You just press the power back on. Now to shut this thing off without damaging the SD card is you could go to the power right here and do a power off. Now in order for the USB to work, it's the same way. You have to turn the power on and power off in order to work. Now if you are using the Pymenu, you don't have that feature. So that means you will have to go back to the customer firmware. So let me take this to the Pymenu, and I'll demonstrate what kind of problem you get and what does it look like. And that's the reason I have it switch back to this. Now I create this little Pymenu in here, which what I did is I click the select, and let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So you could create a shortcut for yourself. What you do is you could click add link, okay, and once you click add link, it's going to look like this, okay, execute. So the SQ file that I picked was called this location, mount in underscore st apps, and then Pymenu folder. So let me press A to get in and show you. Let me get out all the way out. So what you do is you go to the external SD card, or in this case it would be internal because it's Pymenu is in the internal. Then you go to the apps folder. Okay, I create the Gene menu backup. That's the program that run the customer firmware, and this one is the Pymenu. You go to the apps, and then you look for Pymenu. It's right here, located over here. You select Pymenu, and then you select for the Pymenu.sh. Okay, and that's what you want for it to run. Then you press A again to select that, and then that's pretty much it. You don't have to do anything else, and then you just press A to save it, and then that's it. And then that's where this program comes. So when you press this program, that's where the you have some bug in it. Let's go ahead and edit again. Let me unplug this. Let me try again. Let me try use the one called the run.sh, because last time I used that one didn't work. I had to use the top one, but now it seems like the Pymenu doesn't work. Let's try to use the run menu. Okay, and then we press A to save it. I mean star. Okay, So you have to play around with that. Sometimes there's a bug on this system. If you haven't noticed by now, uh, you will have to either choose the run.sh or the pymenu.sh, and then once you're in here, it won't. It will stay in here. You will have to switch it back to get back to that other screen. So here's the problem with the people having is the one I have the most problem is, well, let's talk about the USB, because USB is an easy fix. Uh, in order for the USB to work for your PC to see it, first you have to plug this in. Okay. So there's extra one step for the Pymenu is once you plug it in and then you plug it to the PC, you will have to reboot it. Okay. And when you reboot it, it will ask you, do you want it to use your USB as a charging, or you want to use it as a what you call it, for the USB mounting. Okay, but if you're in the Pymenu, it doesn't give you that option. So once you reboot it, it won't ask you that. So you have to go to the application, and this is how you add the other shortcut. You will go press A to get in here, and I already created one right here. Okay, so the same way you will create it, the other one is you have to click select, and then it give you option to add. So you click add, this is what it looked like. Okay, and you don't really have to pick image if you don't want to. Like, they didn't do any images on theirs, so if you don't want to, you can leave it the same way that the other one that they have. So here the executable, that's the most important thing. So you press A and you do the same thing. You go to your internal SD card. Let's start from the very beginning. Okay, you pick your internal SD card, and then from there you go to apps. So you go scroll all the way down to the apps. Okay, apps, and then from apps you're gonna go and scroll to the G menu 2x. Okay, G menu 2x, and then you're gonna look for the G menu 2x, the program, which doesn't have any extension on this. Okay, then you just press A to save it. Now see, like the other one, they didn't put any images. So I mean, well, they do, but the images just say text, so it doesn't really have an image. Like this one didn't have any images. So anyway, I choose this one as I choose a menu.png, so it look kind of like the program. So once you plug it in, I believe you don't have to reboot it. You just plug it in and it should work. Plug it in and then start this G menu. Okay. No, it didn't work. So anyway, you will have to reboot it, and then once you reboot it, it will see it. But I couldn't give you the demo, but because it will boot to this screen, because it didn't. Okay, let me show you. When you reboot it, it will see, the computer will see it. Okay, so you just go reboot power, press A. Okay, and then you just turn the power back on. I just turn it off. And when you turn it back on in the customer firmware, it will first thing will ask you is, do you want a USB and stuff. So if you switch it to see, my computer, you already seen it, it's making the noise. So normally you just press A. So if you switch it to like the way I have it, this is how you will get your USB to work. You will go back to the G menu and do a shutdown, and then select A after you turn the power back on. Then once you turn the power back on, you select A, and then your USB will be connected to your PC. Okay, and then you can see your system. Now, the file that originally it was, if you install the Pymenu, this is what originally is going to look like. It's going to look more like, let me show you over here on this one so you can see the comparison, what's the difference between the file called the auto, I'm sorry, this is in, I'm thinking about purchasing well actually I already purchased the PlayStation Classic, and I'm thinking about did the hacking, but I'm still having double thought that maybe I'm not going to even keep it because I'm waiting for it to come from Target. It's supposed to be coming today, actually yesterday, but some reason it still haven't delivered on the 29th of December, and now it's already December 31st, so hopefully it will come. So what you want to do is in this auto.sh. If you are booting up from the Pymenu, this is what it looked like on this two line. Remember I tell you it go to the mount internal SD apps, and then from Pymenu you're going to run this program, and that's what it's doing in when you boot up. When you automatic boot up, this is what if you are using Pymenu. But what we are doing is we are switching it into this program. So instead of run.sh, and instead of using this folder called Pymenu, we're going to change that folder to gmenu2x, and then changing that to .gmenu2x instead of .run.sh. Okay, so once you switch it to this, every time you boot up, the system will see the original customer firmware, and then you can always switch it back, manually running this program. And then so you want to show your friend how nice your artwork and your little system, you could switch it to this like I did, manually switch it over. But if you let it boot up with this option, you're going to run into where you can increase the sound value, and then you cannot get the USB to work without switching back. And then those are the two issues that I have the most on the Pymenu. Because when I'm playing game outdoor, I can turn the sound up to play it, and I will give you the description of this one, so you could just copy it and put it in. And we're gonna do a demo using my the other machine, using this one, because this one right now it boot up to this, and the sound, a couple of people asking me, Johnny, how you fix the sound, because when I play the game, the sound, I can't turn it up, and I can't do anything, like you can't change the language. And I told the guy, well, you can't really change the language because everything is in English anyway, because it's all pictures. So by having that function built in or not, it really doesn't matter, because the thing is just artwork, and so everything is in English. And if you don't, you could change it to something else. But I got a chance to talk they did another demo on YouTube, and I put my comment to it, and the response I got from them was that if you don't like it, don't use it. I'm like, really? That is the solution to our call for help from that company? I started to get to a point that even though I did a lot of video to support this company because I like the machine I got, and I try to help out the YouTube people, but it doesn't look like those people are really as supported as that I think. It doesn't appear that they are very supported. I mean, yes, they have good idea, they're developing stuff, but they're doing it because I believe they're doing it because they work for the company, and actually they have their name listed there as a support programmer. So they actually work for the company, and they are not really they're not really doing it because they like to do it. Like I'm doing it because I like it, because I purchased it. But see, like you can see, it's seeing my SD card. So once I unplug it, Once I unplug it, it will disappear, the SD card. See, it disappear and close it, and then go back to my original system. So I will give you this link for this auto.sh, and then you just need to download and copy to your SD card, and then overwrite the one you have. Instead of using this one, use this, and then that way you could fix your sound thing. Now let me demonstrate the sound. I'm not the person actually replied back, say I don't see any sound issue. Mine is just playing fine. So let me go ahead and do the sound. Let me go to the animation. Oh, just pass it. Let me go to Sega Genesis and just play one of the Sega Genesis games that I know is pretty loud. But now this one thing nice about this one, the Game Gear and the Master System and Sega Genesis work on this system, and also main work very nice. So I don't have to try to test all the main game to see if it work or not. Most all the games that I have played so far, it work. So let me go to Mega Drive, and I'm going to external SD card, and I believe I put in a folder called ROM. Let me zoom this more in so you can see the folder. Okay, and we're gonna look for Sega Genesis, Game Gear, Master System. That's for the 8-bit one. Here you go, Sega Genesis. Okay. All right, and let's try some fighting game like Street of Rage 2. Okay. You can press the right, so you can scroll screen by screen. I mean page by page instead of one by one. And let's go look for our favorite game, Street of Rage 2, where they have the sound. Now this is running from customer firmware. Well, both of them are running on top of customer firmware, but this screen is running by G-Menu 2X. So GX2X menu doesn't have any issue with the sound. So we're gonna run the sound, and it's a zip file. And inside my zip file is bin file, either bin file or SMD. I'm not sure it will work with the okay. And let's listen to the sound. I gotta turn it up all the way up. So I got my thumb over, sorry. Okay. So let's get out of this game and let's boot up to the Pymenu. Now I was hoping in the past that you go to custom menu, increase the sound, and then come back, and hopefully that will fix it. but apparently that didn't work. You had to be in this program, but when you go back to, oh, let me totally went out of the emulator. Press start. Okay, start to get out the emulator. Okay, let me check the let me go to the setting, and let's look at the sound. Make sure we are all in the same pace. See, the sound is all the way up to the 100. You can't go any higher. So it's full blast, but that's the loudest it get for this system. It doesn't. So when I demo the other one, the RS07, you will hear the big difference, because that one you could turn that so loud that you could hear the big difference. So let's get out this A, okay, and we're gonna go to the Pymenu again. So it's in at the bottom of this. So I got it right there. Press A. Okay, it's gonna go to the Pymenu, and we're gonna demo the same game and see how loud it get. Okay. Now this thing is not booted up to Pymenu, so I don't know there will be any differences, but I believe there is. Because in the past, if when this was booted up to the Pymenu, it didn't have the sound was it was pretty bad. I mean, you could hear it when you are in a quiet place, like right now, everybody is still asleep. I just woke up early, and you could hear it, but I hope I'm not speaking too low of the value, because I'm speaking kind of normal sound, and when you're recording, you have to speak up more louder. So I apologize if my sound value is kind of low, because it's very quiet right now. Everybody's sleeping, so I don't want to like speak super loud. Wake up, everybody. All right, let's try this one. Let's listen to the sound. And then we're gonna switch the other one back, and then we could compare the differences in sound. You cannot hardly hear it. It is ridiculous low. You could hear the differences. It's in a full blast, but there's hardly any sound coming out. I thought the sound wasn't even come out yet, but there's the music. You can't really play like that. If there's any barely some noise around me, I won't hear this at all. The reason you could hear it is because it's early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning here in United States, and this is the sound you get. That is kind of ridiculous. But it doesn't apparently put the Jack D3. I went to his website, and it turned out that you had to sign up, and then you had to like do some kind of membership purchase or something in order to add it to the list of things that you would like him to fix. And I'll give you the description too. He also put out the source code, so those people who write program that maybe could look into it. But his response back to me was that if you don't like it, don't use it. So, and he's not going to fix the video output to the TV on Pymenu, because he doesn't think it looked good enough to play on the TV, so he's not going to put the effort to make that happen. Last time he talked to another person, I guess DJ Emergency, he told him that that it would be difficult for him to do that, and so he's not going to work on that portion of it, of the TV output. And apparently he doesn't aware of the sound issue, so he's not going to work on that either. And then for the USB, the best solution is the solution I gave you, is that when you boot up, you have to create a little icon, and it won't boot up directly to ask you about the USB. So you will have to go to that menu, and then once you select that, once you plug it in, you select all right, let me go back to, let me get out of this when I'm thinking what easier to demonstrate and tell you at the same time instead of just talking. Whenever you play this game, if you do not boot to this menu, some of them will come back in full screen, and some of them will come back like this one, Sega Genesis Mega Drive. The emulator won't give you back the full screen. That's only happen if you boot up from the Pymenu 2X, and then you run the Pymenu. Then this will happen on some of the emulator. Some emulator, if you run is running okay, you go back to the full screen. Let me go back to here. Okay. So now the screen is kind of half screen for some reason. But so you will have to go to the application, and like I suggested to you, you will have to create your own little shortcut. And when you execute it, once you reboot it, you came back, it will still come back to Pymenu. Then you have to go to application and run this program while the USB is plugged into your PC, okay? So once you plug into a PC, first step is plug into your PC, second step is reboot it. Reboot it from using this button, choose reboot, and not reboot, power off. And once you power off, you press the button again to power back on. Then you get then you go to the application. Get out here. Let me go back up here. Then you go to application, and from the application you're gonna choose the one you just created called Pymenu 2X. Then once you click A, it will ask you, do you want to mount your USB as charging or USB? You press A for USB, and that's how you do it for the USB. But for the sound, if you want the full blast sound, you will have to run the game from the main system. You cannot run in Pymenu. Pymenu give you the sound very, very low, very kind of disappointment. Okay, and same thing with TV out. If you want to play on TV, you cannot run it on Pymenu directly. It doesn't support it. It doesn't have utility to support TV out. So you have to go back to Pymenu 2X, and then you have to go to your the section where you do the let's see, I think this might be called the terminal. I don't think it's in terminal. I forgot where it's at. Maybe it's in the setting. I haven't done TV out for a while, so I don't remember which one is it. I think it's in the setting. Here you go. And then once you plug it in, you have to select the NTSC if you're in America with the NTFC TV. But if you have a different kind, then you have to choose PAL, PAL, okay? And then that will work with your TV. And then you can see this screen on the TV. Okay, so that's the sound, and then that's the USB that we talk about, and then the TV out. So this is the three-way. That's how you do it, okay, to fix the Pi issue. Now let's go and do this. Once you download the auto.sh, and you want to put it on your SD card, and then now you're in this screen. So you say, okay, all right, Johnny, I download it, I put it on the SD card. So how do I make this go back to customer? Go to that Pymenu 2X, okay. So let me move this back a little bit so I can set this down without touching my keyboard. think that should be okay. So you're gonna go to either your browser or your commander. Okay. So we're gonna go to the commander, and then we're just gonna replace it and reboot the system. Now I haven't tested on this one, but it should work the same way. Now some of this it's not working. I'm just put it there because I'm trying to test it. So please, I know some people see my screen options. Hey, you got May working? You got Amiga working on your Pymenu on Retro Arcade? No, those two does not work. Okay. Now there are some games that I was able to find Double Dragon 3, and also the Double Dragon for the movie from Neo Geo. That one originally already working already, but I was able to download those two, and then some other two games that I found that work. So total of 4 more new games. I only got 35 tested working, and now I have 4 more. So I'm going to add that to my library. I will do a video on that once I get more tested ROM, so you could add it to your list. Because this emulator doesn't support May, and only some May game work, and you have to figure out which one work, and it take a very long time to get that to work. So let's go back to application. Press A or press B. Okay, then you go to the commander. Okay, from here you are going to go to the main boot file. So you're going to press, let me see which one is A and B on this keyboard. This is the B. Okay, the yellow one is the B. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way back to internal SD card, and I'm going to look for this file. See that file? Okay, now you could overwrite it or delete it, but it doesn't matter. But first, okay, you have to go to your SD card from here, external, and then you're gonna copy it to this side. It only copy from the left to the right. So I got the screen in the wrong area. I need to go to external SD card, and I put it into press the one button. Okay, external SD card, and there's the file that I want to copy. So I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to this side of the screen, and I'm in an SD card already, internal. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to select this file. Okay, now you could either overwrite it or you could play it safe to make sure it works. You just go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and delete it. So I'm going to press the X button on my key right here. This is Y, this is X. So I'm press X, and it's gonna ask me, do you want to copy? Oh, you could copy over here. So I told you wrong. You could copy from here to here. So I'm not going to copy. I'm just going to delete it. Okay. So I'm going to delete from the internal SD card. I'm going to press delete. Press B. Yes. Okay, so that file is gone. Now this file is just this file just point to an icon, so it doesn't do anything. So you just leave it there. It's fine. So I'm gonna come over here on this side now, and I'm gonna press X again on the yellow button on top, and it's gonna say, do you want to copy this? And then I'm gonna press B at the bottom here. Say yes. And now if you look over here, the file is copied over from the external SD card to here. So I'll provide you this file so you could just copy from here, download it to your SD card, and then copy into here. Then using the commander, we're gonna transfer this to here. That way you don't have to open up your machine to do this transaction, you know. So you could just copy the file over without opening up your arcade. Retro Arcade. Alright, so now we finished. We're going to press the red button, which is the Y, to get out the system. Okay, so we're going to choose quit. Okay, we're going to choose B to quit. Alright. Okay, now we're going to choose B again to get out of this menu. Okay, oh, I went back in. So choose not B, I should choose A. Okay, quit is press B, and to get out of this menu is not B, you say B at the bottom, but it's actually A. See, the screen option is kind of messed up with the button thing. Alright, so now we're going to choose the reboot button. We're going to press B. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and power it off. Okay, it's power off. Yeah, press the button. Right now it's still pressed down as power on. This one's different than the RS97. This one you have to turn it off yourself. See, still off, and then turn it on. See, now it's on flat. Okay, now it's coming back on. Now you should go to your customer framework. Good. So you could play your game from this way, and then you could create a little shortcut as well. So this one already have a shortcut already right here. So if you need to go to the Pymenu again, you just press enter. So let's press select to see what it look like. So the program is, no, I'm in the settings, sorry. Select, oh, I pressed the star instead of select. So let me press the star again to get out. Press select, okay. So select will allow you to delete it, edit, add. So if you're first time you don't have that, you want to click add. But I already have it, so I'm going to edit the menu. Let's try again. Select. I press B and disappear, so I start to press A to select. Okay. I mean to go into the edit mode. See, it's called the internal. Same path. You want to go to mnt/int/apps/ okay, and then Pymenu, and then / and then run.sh. So you need to add this, and then everything else, if you want to put an icon to it, you could. Right now it's using the pspad.png, whatever you want to use as a picture. And then when you finish, you just press the star button to save it. Okay, and then you could switch back and forward with the Pymenu. So let's switch it back to Pymenu, see if it works. So press A. See, it's launching it. So then you could go back to your Pymenu. See, and if you don't want it, you want to go back, then like, you know, the sound stuff, so you could play it with the full sound. This is just for demo look, you know, purpose of just showing off your system. But you know, like the way the main site say it's useless firmware, because really not firmware. It's just like a theme that would run on top of this customer firmware, and or you could call it the launcher. For Android, they call it the launcher, where it display the main screen or the shell, you know, program shell of the main screen of this framework. And then you could just, you know, demo it and stuff like that. But when you're trying to play it real loud sound, it's not going to give you a full blast sound. Like if you're outdoor, you won't hear nothing. Even right now, we do a demo, it was very low. Now for this one, it's playable, because this one you could turn the sound real loud, and for the low value, it's still you could still use it in some way. But once you go outdoor, you don't want to play on this mode. You want to switch it back. So let's go ahead and talk about how we switch it back. We're gonna go to this one. I don't think I have created one yet, because I have never switched this one back to. But that's the fast way to switch it back to customer firmware without having to format the whole thing. We do it. So you go back to application, press A, I'll press B. Okay. See, this one I don't have the Pymenu, so we're gonna add the Pymenu. So you're gonna press select, and then we're gonna select the add button. Press B. Okay, add, and you say execute. Okay. So you're gonna look for that file. So right now you are gonna scroll all the way back. So it'll be less confusing. Let's go all the way back to internal, external. So I'm going to choose internal SD card, and we're going to go all the way down to apps folder. Then we're going to look for Pymenu, see right there. And then from Pymenu, we are going to look for Pymenu.sh right there. Now, if this one do not work, then try the run.sh. Okay, you just have to go back and forth, see which one work. All right, so I'm going to select Pymenu.sh, and that's it. And I'm not going to put any images, icon, or anything. So when you finish, always press the star button right here, star, and then you wait for a few seconds, then it disappears, and there you go. Here's the Pymenu. Okay. Here I named the description. I guess I did create one called the customer firmware, but I went and create a second one. It's the same one. Okay. Oh, I don't want a Pymenu. I want to go back to. I'm already in the Pymenu. Sorry about that. So let's just click select, edit. So we already in Pymenu, so I don't want to go Pymenu. I want to use the. So let's get out of the folder called Pymenu, and let's go to G menu. Okay, we're going to go to the G menu 2x. And then we look for the G menu 2x without any extension, just G menu 2x. Okay. Then we press the star button to save it. Okay. Why does it still say Pymenu? I'm gonna go ahead and press the select again. I think the description automatic put as see the name automatic put as that. When you first do it, it automatic see the file name, and it automatic put it as a G menu. So we have to change that. So to change that, you just press. I think you just press the X button. No, Y button. Yeah, Y button. If you press the Y button, it automatically delete the name. Okay, and then you just press the uppercase by pressing B, and then you choose customer firmware. Custom. CU. I already have one made already, so let's just briefly abbreviate it for now. T, where's my T? Okay, custom, and then we could do a space, and we could put firmware in uppercase. Firmware, where's my F? I just saw it now. I can't seem to see it. Firmware SFW. Okay. Then when you finish, you click OK, and there you go. And then you press star button to save it. Star. All right. So we have two of them. Now one is called the theme with icon. Another one doesn't have anything. So if you want to play your game, you just have to do it this way and go back to your customer firmware. Now, if you're not going to use the Pymenu, I recommend just go back to the stock firmware, the original firmware, because the original firmware Sega Genesis work on this system, and a lot of Capcom and a couple more May game work. So you got like 500 May something working on the Retro Arcade. So this one you are handicapped. A lot of emulator that you want to play, it doesn't work on this, like PlayStation or Sega Genesis and the Final Burnout. You don't have two options on this version. So those of you who are using Retro Arcade, I don't recommend using Pymenu at all. Not just Pymenu, but customer firmware. I recommend you go ahead and stick with the original stock firmware and use that one. So don't use this one, because this one to me is really, like the way they describe it, useless firmware. Okay, this Cannonball never worked for me on any system. I tried to copy it into the folder. Somebody suggests something, I'm going to try it. That might work. So if I got it working, I probably will try it. But like for example, this Cannonball A, it just comes straight back. It doesn't work, even with the customer firmware. Okay. Now this thing, once you get it started, it does. Once you're playing something, it will kick you right back. So the best way to get this thing out is reboot it and then go. It will stay on customer first, because once you switch it back, let me see, where am I? Yeah, I'm still on the. Yeah, I'm back in the customer firmware. Okay, well, that's good. I'm still here. Yeah, so the game right here, if you want to play it full blast, you play over here. It's much louder than if you was to play on the Pymenu. So same thing here. So let me just demonstrate one of them real quick. Okay, I don't have it in the external. I have it in the emulate. Oop. Master system is this one. I don't know if I turn it the right direction. So let me just get out this screen, because I'm choosing reboot instead of turn it off. See, but just reboot to the customer firmware instead. Alright, I'm not going to demo this. The video is already 48 minutes already. It's pretty long. So, but yeah, that will fix your problem. So I appreciate you watching. It's not it's not a fix, but it's a way around it, and it will help you guys answer some of the questions you guys have, like how could I play the game with the full sound without the sound being so low. That's how you do it for both of them, for this one and this one as well. So if you was to buy one, some people ask, oh, which one should I get? It's up to you. Like, I like the white color, and most of my game is black, my handheld. So well, now they only have two colors. Excuse me. Well, now they only have the smoke black and the white. So I already have a smoke black on the Retro Arcade, so I decided to go ahead and get the white one. So it's kind of pretty. But I have no control what kind of the system they have inside. It's just you have to open up, find out what kind of system board you have, what version you have, and then you go from there. And this one, it doesn't matter which version you get, but this one is the way you know what version you have is if you look at the battery in the back. If it have a screw on it, this is a 1.3. It's a newer model, and every time when you switch screen by screen, especially with customer firmware. It tend to have the static noise when you're moving from screen to screen. So it's a little bit not as stable in my opinion, to compare to the older model, which is 1.1, which is the black one. All right, and I will be getting a smaller model coming pretty soon next week, Thursday. I don't have to wait for a long time. I thought it was going to be the end of the month of 2019 of January. It looked like it would be here the first week of January. So I was able to do a demo on the smaller one and let you know what I think and how the system works. So, but I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully this information help you guys. And yeah, if you could get hold of a Jack D3, he apparently doesn't seem to be as friendly as I thought, because he's like you know, the way he commented is like, you know, I don't know if I have it down here. It's like, if you don't like it, don't use it. You know, I'm not going. I don't see anything wrong with the sound. So hopefully they could hear the sound and see that there is an issue with the sound in the Pymenu. So yeah, I don't know if I have a comment here back from him somewhere here. I haven't refreshed the screen yet. So, all right. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye bye.